Welcome to the lecture on Introduction to R Programming. You may kindly recall that in the last lecture, we started discussion on the topic of data frames and we have considered some functions. In this lecture also, we will continue with the similar type of topics and we will try to consider some more functions and their implementations in data frames. Here we are going to cover data frames testing, then how to create data frames, then structure of the data, then extraction of the data, then again we will review summary function with the different purposes, then plot and graphics of the data, finally conclusion. So let us try to recall that in earlier lecture we had used a data frame or data set that was called as here painters, and this was contained in the library mass. So you can recall again by using the library mass, then the database painters. So what it contains, in our earlier lecture we demonstrated about this dataset completely. Composition, drawing, color, expression are the four numeric variables, whereas school is a factor variable with the string type. Then every row is identified by the name, which is called as painter name. This is about the dataset painters. So here all the column names, or we'll call it as variables, then all the rows identified by the painter names. This also we demonstrated in our earlier lecture. So why we are reviewing again means we will work out on the same data set, entire of the data frames, by considering the painters data set. Now after running this, see, you will get the complete data set painters. Now earlier we test the factor variable is dot factor. Now similarly same thing we can test, is it a data frame or not, simply displays true or false. So test if we are dealing with a data frame or not. Further the command is dot data dot frame. This is the syntax we have to remember. Is dot data frame, that can be splitted, data frame separated with dot, is dot data dot frame, within parentheses the data set name. Here the data set is painters. So painters is a data frame or not, it is displays true or false. So obviously painters is a data frame, so it displays as true. Then we will also test this command, open R software. So again here freshly whenever you are starting R, so you can call that library mass, then check the painters data set. Now here what we are doing is dot data dot frame. We are checking whether we are dealing with the data frame or not. The database name is painters, so displays true. So it displays the logical value as true, means we are dealing with the painters. Painters is a data frame. That is the method to test a data frame. Similarly, how to create a data frame, next one. So using the data dot frame function to create a data frame by adding column vectors to the data frame. So we have to use the command data dot frame. First let us take different examples. Here first we consider a vector that can be stored in the name x, which consisting of 1 to 16. This is the creation of a vector. We already seen many examples. Simply you can call x, then it displays 1 to 16. The numerical values that can be stored in the vector x. Next, another data type, you can take matrix. So how to create a matrix, that also we already studied. So y equal to matrix with we are calling the previous vector x, that is the data, the number of rows 4, number of columns 2. Here we did not mention by row equal to true, then it displays by default column wise. So now here the data directly it can take from the vector x earlier, what it contains 1 to 16. That 1 to 16 data elements can be accommodated in the matrix with 4 by 4 dimension according to column wise. Now you can see first column 4 rows it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 values in each and every row. Then second column remaining 4 values 5, 6, 7, 8. Third column remaining 4 elements 9, 10, 11, 12. Then fourth column last remaining 4 elements 13, 14, 15, 16. So like that matrix is created by using the vector. Then another example, the alphabets, letters. So here we are using another vector z, storing letters 1 to 16 only, not all 32, with lowercase alphabets. Why? Because here we use letters as lowercase. Then whenever you can call that A to P, first 16 letters alphabets are displayed. Now we used X as vector, Y as matrix, Z as alphabet. 3 different vector databases we have taken. Now with this we will create a data frame. So first you can create one by one. So we'll also first create, then we will see how to get the data frame. So first we are taking a vector that can be stored in X equal to, we are taking 1 to 16. So you can call X, so 1 to 16. Next, we are taking another vector Y. What we are doing, we are creating a matrix from the data vector X with number of rows equal to 4, number of columns equal to 4. Then we are not specifying any row by or column wise. So by default it displays column wise. Then you can call Y. So 4 by 4 matrix is created that can be stored in Y. Now another vector we are taking Z equal to, so letters we are taking 1 to 16 letters only. Here you can check the syntax once. So letters within square bracket, the index we can provide 1 is to 16. So then it displays the 16 alphabets of lowercase that can be stored in Z. Now X, Y, Z are created. Now X is a vector, Z is also a vector, now Y is a matrix. So 3 different data vectors are created. Now our target is here creating a data frame. So how to create data frame? So that can be stored in another variable name. Let us use data fr, data frame, equal to, this is the command we are going to use, data.frame. So within parentheses, call all the vectors, whatever the order you want. So we use it first X, then Y, then Z. Simply you can call the above 3 vectors. Now the data frame is created. Now you can enter data fr, whatever the name we used. Here you can see how the data is stored. First you can see the vector X, what it contains 1 to 16. So the 1 to 16 stored in the first column. Then second one, so maximum 16, the row count. So it creates 16 rows. Then the first one default row number 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Now the second vector is Y. Y, what it contains 4 by 4 matrix. So the 4 by 4 matrix can be accommodated with 16 rows by repeating. Here you can see x1, x2, x3, x4. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. Then first 4 rows. First 4 rows 1, 2, 3, 4. So this portion is first 4 by 4 matrix. Now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and so on up to 16. This is one 4 by 4 matrix. Same matrix can be repeated till end of the 16th row. How many times it may be repeated? Equally 4 by 4. It can be accommodated 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 4 into 4, 16. Now again you can see second portion 1, 2, 3, 4. So this portion is 4 by 4 matrix. Again 1, 2, 4 up to 16. This you can see. You see another matrix, same data. Then last portion. So 4 by 4 matrices are accommodated with 16 rows. Then third vector is Z. What it contains? 16 alphabets of lowercase. So Z, the heading 16 alphabets. Row wise 1 by 1. So up to 16th one is P, small a to small p. So like that it creates the data frame. So this is the output after demonstration. So we will also do this one. So data frame we are storing in data fr. So use the command data dot frame. So the vectors you can call in the order whatever the order we created. Now we can call data frame fr. Now you can see. Now you can see what we explained. In that fashion, the output is displayed. Then here you can see the complete detailed explanation about this. So what I explained till now, here you can see data dot frame. That is, first it takes variable 1, comma variable 2 and so on, variable n. So now here you can see the marked area. The second portion x1, x2, x3, 4 is the matrix 4 by 4. So 4 times it is created. Then x, the first column, so 1 to 16, the vector values. Then last one z, so another vector which contains the alphabets, lowercase letters, small a to small p. So like that data frame is created. Then another concept, how can you see the structure of the data? By using the command str. Don't confuse str is string. It is a structure. String separately we can mention string. So structure of the data. To display information about the structure of the data frame, we will use the command str simply. The result of str gives the dimension as well as the name and type of each variable. So whenever you can use str command of a particular data frame, it gives the dimension as well as the name and type of each variable that can be available in the data frame or data set. Now, this is also, str is also part of the library mass. So now you can call the library mass package, then simply you can use str within parentheses the data set name painters. So it specifies, like in our database DES describe the structure of the database in the database management system design. Similarly, in R software, by using str of the data set name, it provides what is it? It is a data frame. So total 54 observations it contains. 54 observations, 54 rows of the records. Then how many variables? 5 variables. Their data type also. See the first variable composition. What is its type? Integer. Then the values also it displays. Then second one drawing. What is its type? Integer. So its values. Then color. What is its type? Integer. Then the values. Then expression. What is its type? Integer. Its values. Then school is a factor. So how many levels it has? 8 levels, A to H. So with the values A, B, C, D. So level one default like. So here int means integer. So this is the output of the command str of a particular data set. Any data set you can apply this one. It displays like this. Based on the data set, how many observations, how many variables, then column wise it displays its data type followed by values simply by using str. So now we will also demonstrate this one. This is the output we obtain after execution. Now simply you can call str painters See here we did not use a library of mass. The reason, so first time whenever we started our R console window, at the time we already called a library of mass. Then whenever you are restarting, at that time beginning only you can call that package. Once the package is installed, then enter up that session without closing the R console. You can work out with the same library with the same data set. So that's why directly by using str painter dataset, we got these observations, 54 observations of 5 variables, the data dot frame, then its composition, drawing color, all the 4 numeric variables with type integer, their values. Then school is a factor with 8 levels, A, B, C, D, and so on H. The level by default mentioned as 1 numeric value. So that is use of the structure of a data frame. So next one, how to extract a variable from the frame by using the symbol $. So variables can be extracted using the $ operator followed by the name of the variable. This example, earlier beginning of the data frame we discussed painters $school. So database followed by the $ symbol followed by the name of the variable. Then we can extract a variable from the frame using this symbol. For example, suppose we want to extract information on variable school from the dataset painters. Simply we can use the dataset name $school. Directly we are calling. From painters dataset, we want to display only school's information. So simply we can type this command. Then school, what it contains, A to H values, which is a factor. So this can be repeated with how many times it is repeating. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in the original database, whatever the frequency same, but all will be at one place. That can be sorted by default in ascending order. So first all the factor values A's are at one place, 10 A's are there, then 2, 4, 6 B's are there, then 2, 6 C's are there, then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 D's are there. So like in order, it can be grouped all the similar factors. Then levels, A to H, unique levels in by default in alphabetical order. So like that, even painters $ drawing also, composition also, their values will be displayed. Now you can see that also we executed here. First painters $school. The school is the factor variable. It displays its factor values followed by the levels. Whereas painters $drawing, then the variable drawing observations are displayed. All the 50 plus observations in the order from the database painter. Then color, all the color values also displayed. Like column wise, we will display the values using the $ symbol. Painter database followed by $ concatenation without any space followed by the variable name. So we'll also demonstrate this one. So first database name painters by using $ symbol. First what you want, school variable. Now it displays all the variable school factor values followed by levels. Now what you want, second time you want to display drawing. From the variable drawing, all the drawing variables values are displayed. Then you want composition or color values you want. The attribute name you can remember, exact name you have to give, color C capital. Then you want composition also, C capital, composition values, composition. Like that we will display using the symbol $. Then extract data from a data frame. Previous one extracting variables using the $ symbol. Now extract data from a data frame. The data frame, a data frame can be extracted by using matrix style. We'll use the square brackets, row comma column indexing. By using square brackets specifying row and column indexing. So example, suppose we want to extract information on the first painter. The painter name is Udine on the variable composition from the dataset painters. This is the question. So by using this matrix style indexing format, we will display the painter Udine under the particular variable composition from the dataset painters. How this will be done, you can see. The dataset painters within square bracket, you can mention Udine, name of the painter, followed by the variable name composition. Then it displays how many observations. How many observations are there? The composition value. So 10. 10 is the output. For Udine, with combination of composition, with this name only. So 10 times this may be repeated. Like that it displays. Here you can observe. So Udine, the composition value of the first row is 10. So it displays 10. Similarly, you can execute second one, Vinci. It displays the composition value as 15. Even any variable you can use. So then you can extract data from the data frame. That is a particular record based on the painter. Now we will demonstrate the first one. Then we will see the second row also. So here, clear R console. First you can call the dataset painters. So now what we are doing here, using matrix style indexing painters. So the name, careful you can give how it will be presented in the table. Udine, D and U capital with space. Then from the variable composition. So composition value of Udine you want. Composition wrongly spelled. That is careful, you can give the variable. You can see the variable names and DA, UD, UDINE. Composition, COMPO, SI, COMPO, SITION. What is the error? You are getting unexpected. The square bracket is not properly ended. Now you can see. So Udine from the variable composition. What is its composition value of Udine? You can go back the table. Here you can see Udine. Its composition value is 10. Similarly, you can check this one, Vinci. You can recall the command. You can change the name. So I copied, then simply you can remove old name. Vinci. It is showing. See, no space is allowed after the name. So 15, here you can see. The Vinci name is 15. So similarly, if you want to display particular school factor value, for example, let us take HG. So Van Dyck. So you can take this one, Van Dyck name with the school variable. Now the value is H. Now you can see. So composition. So here you can display replace Da Vinci with Van Dyck. From now the variable is changed, school. Now remove old one. Now remove all this. So now what is our output actually? Van Dyck. Here you can see Van Dyck G. G is the school factor. Now it is a factor means it displays all the levels also. Like a particular column row wise you can display its values. So using matrix style indexing. Then again we will recall here summary function. But previously we used summary function for numerical variables. Now we'll use for categorical variables, character or factor variable. The summary function for a categorical variable returns detailed frequency table. See, for example, here summary of painters dollar school. What it displays the unique factor values A, B, C, D up to H. Then each factor, how many times it is repeated, frequency is displayed. So a summary is a generic function used to produce result summaries of the results of various model fitting functions. Whereas for numeric, it displays different parameters. For string type, it displays the values followed by its count frequency. Now we'll also apply this command. Clear the console. So summary of from the painters data set for the variable school. Here you can see painters dollar school. See, it displays school factors A to H in order. Then factor wise count it displays how many times it occurred, the frequency count. This is the output. Then another example, you can apply for the entire table. Then it displays similar to our STR, structure of the data. But it won't display structure, it displays statistical information using summary. This command we already executed. So here it displays attribute wise or variable wise minimum first quadrant, median, mean, third quadrant, maximum value. For a factor, we already seen the output, same output, factors in the order and their frequency count. So this we already demonstrated. If you want again, we will see for the entire data set, not for a particular variable. Now you can see displays all the related information for the entire data frame or data set painters. Yeah, this we already demonstrated last lecture also. Here you can see. Then a particular variable wise, if you want summary, it can be displayed like this. Yeah, then coming to last concept in this lecture, plot and graphics of the data. If you want to display the data in the form of visual representation, graphical, here we will use two examples, plot and graphics, which are part of graphics packages. So by using plot, we will call the data set name with the dollar attribute name. So here what is the attribute school, which is a factor variable. So plot can be drawn using the command plot within parentheses. Later we'll discuss more details about the graphical commands. So here we're applying this for data frame, plot painters dollar school. So then by default, the school attributes A to H will be presented in the X axis. Then Y axis contains its numerical range. So this is the plot graph for the factor variable school. So we'll also demonstrate this one. So plot first followed by the data set name dollar. What is the variable we are using? School. SCH. Now you can see. So here we maximize the skin. That's why it displays like this. Now this is the actual. So this is the output. So this output you can save in different formats as a meta file, as a bitmap, or PostScript, or you can print also by converting into PDF. This is the advantage of OR. All the outputs can be printed and saved into PDF or different formats. So now we can close this. So this is one graphics function. Next, another one, plot and graphics. Now histogram is the another graphics function. The command is HIST. So you can apply for other, this can be applied for numerical histogram. Painters dollar drawing. So numerical variable. So x-axis automatically contains inside whatever the data set and variable name that will be placed in the x-axis, painters dollar drawing. Then the frequency. So each painter drawing value, how many times it occurs, the frequency wise the histogram is displayed, you can see. So highest 14th to 16th range. So 15 times it occurs, the frequency. Now we'll also try this one. HIST data set name painters dollar. Here we are using the attribute drawing. Like you can try with all other numeric attributes also. Now see, this is the histogram of painters dataset of the variable drawing. You can observe the plot and histogram differences. Okay, that is about the plots and graphics of the data for data frame. So now I would like to stop here, and I would request you to have a quick look on the different types of examples from your book and try to attempt some questions. And in the next lecture, I will try to take some more aspects on the data frame. Same topic will continue with some more aspects. Till then, goodbye. Happy learning.